everybody, Janine here, and welcome back to another session of Tips from the Trenches. Last week, I asked you the question, do you want to be right or do you want to have peace? This session, we will do a follow-up on that, and we're going to discuss how to connect instead of correct. You know, dementia, as I mentioned before, is a very challenging, frustrating, a very complex and complicated disease. There is a saying that goes, if you've met one person with dementia, you have met one person with dementia. And the same goes for the family and friends. You know, we are all so unique in our way that we relate to each other, our family dynamics, our personality plays a role in that, our life story. And so that is so unique then in the way that each person and each family lives out the dementia journey on a day-to-day basis. And yes, that adds a whole other layer of complexity to the disease. However, there is good news. Many hundreds, thousands of caregivers have told us that there is a strategy that does work despite the differences of each person. And so they say, yes, it doesn't work every time, but there is high success rate. And so I thought we would just look at that strategy today. So the strategy, there's three parts to it. The first one, part of the strategy is don't argue. And we covered that somewhat in our session last week, so go back and look at that if you missed that one. So yes, you do not want to argue. When you argue with somebody with dementia about what is their reality, you know, my mom last week when she said, you never told me about the optometrist appointment, that was her reality. And if I continue to argue, that would just cause her to become more stressed, increase her anxiety, possibly make her angry. That's not good for her, and it's certainly not good for me. And so hand in hand with that one is don't argue and learn to take the blame. I know that's a hard one, but honestly, the quicker you can learn that, the better. Ask seasoned caregivers and they will say yes. So that's the first part of the strategy. The second part of the strategy is validate their feelings and reassure them. So important. Again, this is their truth. This is their reality. And so it's important for us to make sure that we let them know that we feel for them, that we understand what they're going through, and that we are here to help them make it right. So if somebody's saying to you, my purse is stolen, instead of arguing and saying, Mom, you forever hiding your purse, you need to validate her feelings by saying, oh, that's not a good feeling. Hey, why don't we try and see where we can find that purse? So it's so important that they need to know that you have their back and that you're going to make it right. And then finally, and this is finally, often we jump to this one. Somehow we don't really like that validating the feelings part for some reason. And we want to jump to this one. And this one is redirecting. And so again, so important, first validating before you try to redirect. And you want to redirect with something that you know your person will enjoy. You know, maybe you know your mom loves to go with you when you take the dog for a walk, and you can say, hey Mom, I'm just about to take Lucy for a walk. Would you like to join me? Or your dad loves a cookie and a cup of tea. Again, you know your person best and you know what you'll need to do to redirect them. And so give these a try. Again, please feel free to ask me some questions, concerns, put them in the comments. Really appreciate it if you could like this session, if you could share the session. As always, this is challenging for caregivers. And so I do want to emphasize every time, you do not need to do this journey alone. Please reach out for help, call a dementia helpline, join a support group, talk to a friend, and again, I welcome questions and concerns. And so, as always, thank you for your attention and your time. I wish you peace. I wish you strength. And until next time, I wish you moments of joy.